Okay, everyone, welcome to day number 1 of Google Docs. This is Monday, August 11th, 2014. Good, okay, we've got one person awake. And is it raining yet?
No.
Okay, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, I think, or Wednesday. How's the weather in California? How's the weather in California? Hello, Rose, can you hear me?
The weather here in California is hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Okay. So the drought continues.
Yes.
Okay.
Very dry.
Well, today is a historic day for Larson Training Centers after more than 25 years, pretty close to 25 and a half years. We are now going to start departing, the key word is start departing from our primary word processor. And Rose, when you started, it was with Microsoft Office, right, at Larson?
Yes, Microsoft Office.
Okay, so today is the first day that we're going to start departing from that as the primary word processing source. And we're going to move to Google Docs. Why? Who has an idea? Is Fernando there?
Yes, I am. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Fernando. Again, good job on your Google Plus postings.
Thank you.
I would like to talk to you about Right on Rice.
Okay.
So,
Did you see the biscuit recipe?
no. When did you post that? You post so many of them.
Well,
I look at the pictures.
Well, that one was for you. I said, is this Ed's recipe? But you got to take a look at it. I'm not going to give it away.
Okay. When did you post it?
I reposted it this morning.
Okay, good. Now, Corey, do you see yourself on the camera? Okay, good. Okay, so why would we start moving away from Word towards Google Docs? Fernando.
Because it's connected, linked to Google, to the Google world, Google Plus. It's integrated with.
Okay, so that's one reason. Okay, Brian. Okay, another one is it has to be a lot easier. Matt, what's your answer?
I got you guys.
Okay, Dennis, go ahead.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, did you have an answer to the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question, sir.
Okay, we are doing it's a historic day for Larson Training Centers. We are starting to move away from Microsoft Office as the primary word. Microsoft Word is the primary word processing software. Why?
Well, I believe Google is the future.
Okay, Google's the future. That's another answer. Okay, good. Matt.
More accessible. It's transfers faster.
Okay, so Matt had a lot of reasons. Faster, easier, better. What else?
Anybody can view it too. It's not just on one PC.
Okay, so here's how. Oh, Marion, what is has more important features? Okay, so I would say that a comparison would be, or metaphor would be, Google Docs to Word is like a Toyota to a Ferrari. The Toyota's what?
Still good.
The Toyota is great for the everyday man. Can the everyday man handle a Ferrari?
You know how to drive.
No, everyday man can't because you can't maintain it. It's too expensive to operate for the everyday guy. Okay? Or how about a Bugatti? Yeah. So, but the Ferrari does a lot more, and it's a lot more fun if you know how to handle it. And you can afford it. But for most people, a Toyota is great because all you need to do is make sure it has gas, oil, and water, and it'll go forever. Right? Okay. So Google Docs is like that. And considering what we're trying, all of the things that we're trying to do here, having a Toyota is better than learning to drive a Ferrari. Now, and we've been thinking about this for a long time. So what we've come up with is that you can do about 95% of the things that you can do in Word, you can do in Google Docs. 95% of the things that most people do. Okay, if you say, well, what about a power user? What about the guys that really, really, really know how to do Google Word? Well, it blows Google Docs out of the water. You can do a lot more things in Word than you can Docs, but most of those things almost nobody ever uses. You know, really sophisticated formatting type stuff. Very few people use those. So Google Docs does about 95% of the stuff that Word does that you need to know. And for many of our people, we don't really need to be using Word on a daily basis, right? So, Rayanne, if you get a position at the market, do you think that you're going to be using Word a lot? No, probably not. Even if you get into purchasing or things like that, you're probably not going to be using it a lot. Do you think you might be sending a lot of emails?
Oh,
Yeah. And what do you think is a better tool to use to attach a file in Docs or Word? Why? Okay. So Docs would be better because if you attach a document in Word, what do you have to do to read it? Exactly what do you have to do? Matt?
You have to read it in PDF.
Well, first, if you attach a document in Word, the recipient has to download it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what do they have to do? Launch.
Yeah.
What? Launch Word. They have to launch Word. Okay. And then they have to open the file. Now, there is a shortcut. Once it's downloaded, you can push this little button that says open when finished downloading, and it will do that for you. But those are the three things that you need to do. Now, what happens if the person has an old version of Word? It might not work if you have a new version of Word. Okay, but you have to do a lot more stuff. Now, what happens if it's a Google Doc? Do you need to attach it, first of all? No. You don't have to attach it. You can. And again, in Google, there's a lot of ways, there's more than one way to do most things. So if you don't attach the document in Google Docs, what do you do?
You save it on the drive.
No. You're not paying attention, Otis. You're thinking about other things. That was so far out there. That was like a foul ball.
Okay.
Huh?
Upload and share.
Well, okay, you need to make sure when you create the document you're sharing it. But what you do in your emails, you just have a link to the file right in the body of the email. You don't even have to attach it. You can just have your Google Doc, go up to the Omnibox, click on it, right-click, copy, go down to your email, right-click, paste. It's in there. When the guy opens the email, all he has to do is click on the Open Document file, and then they can start what? Reading or it's a Word file or a tasting. No, they can't taste it. What can they do?
Yes.
Well, that's your drive.
And Maria said edit.
What?
Maria said edit.
They can start editing it. Oh, okay. Enunciate more clearly, or make sure I'm looking at you when you're saying it. Okay, so they can immediately begin editing it. How cool is that? You send somebody an email, there's a link. Hi, Jamie. You send somebody an email, there's a link in the email. They click on the link, and in a couple seconds, depending upon their internet speed, they're able to start editing the document. And then what are you able to do? You can say thank you. Okay, you can jump on at the same time. Okay, and how do we know if somebody's in a document while we're in a document?
Does it say it on top?
How do we know? Okay, so Rayanne said, does it say it on top? So let's see.
See her face.
Oh, no, that's not where I'm going to go. Okay, so I want to go to here. Create a doc. Okay, now let's see, Fernando.
Yes, Ed.
He said, yes, Ed.
Okay, so what I would like to know is what is your email?
My
Your
Larson email?
Yes. Come over and give it and tell him.
ltc.fernando.10. No, can't be that.
It's 02 1714 at
021714.
021714, yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is share this doc called test with Fernando. Now for everyone else here, go in and get to this document. It's under the 1LTC LV. Let's see how quickly everybody can get there.
Oh, I can see everybody's on top right here.
That's Las Vegas, so it's not it's not California.
So Fernando should be able to see it. So how would you find it, Fernando? There he is, right there. Okay, Rayanne is in there. Okay, so Fernando, go ahead and start typing something. Yes, I see it. Okay, now Matt is jumping in to say, I'm here. Okay. Now, I'm going to share it with everyone in the class. Let's see what happens. Nope. Okay, I can't share it with the circle.
What is it?
Okay, Rose, who else is there today?
Shared with LTC.
We have Mindy is here. Rominder is here, and we have, let's see, Maria DeBellin, Brittany. You should have all their emails. Army,
Oh, okay, right there. Okay.
Norma,
Okay, what is Wendy's email?
Mindy. It's LTC. Mindy, LTC Rominder. It's Rominder number.
Oh. Remender dot what?
042114.
This is crazy.
Give me your email.
Okay, so let's see.
How do I type in my own without somebody taking
What's this?
That's how I know they're there.
Okay, so Rose,
Yes.
from the system that you were logged in on,
Yes.
that you're projecting on the wall, the LTC,
Instructor.
yeah, instructor. Okay, so you can go into Drive under Shared with Me. Fernando can help you find it if necessary. And then you can share it right there with everyone else. Okay, so now Is this cool or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fernando, are you continue to? Okay, so good. So Fernando liked the Google commercial, or who was that? Was that?
So when you type in your name comes up on the thing.
All of us.
Somebody else. Somebody else.
I just go to risk. I just delete all that.
No.
Okay, so now.
Oh,
Happy.
Instructions.
Now I can.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to be the first one to get it?
Stephanie, please.
LTC.Maria. Six. Mhm. Okay. All right.
Okay, so the thing is, add, do not delete. Yep. Just move your cursor somewhere. Add, do not delete.
Where's the finish?
He's moving a cursor up or down all close.
Okay.
Okay. Who else?
Now, the next thing to do for everyone is go to where it says File. Over on the left, on the top left on your page, it says File. Go to File. Scroll down to sort of the middle where it says See Revision History.
Huh? Oh, okay.
See Revision History.
Click on it.
And a panel will open up on the right side. And at the bottom of that panel, it will say Show More Revisions. And so the other thing you can do is you can see every revision that anybody has made. So if people are goofing around, you can always go back to a prior version. So it's always saving the document.
It's running a little slow right now, but for those that I sent it to, you should have it. See? Yes.
Okay. So, Fernando, would you type something else in there, please?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Ed, we got it. I've shared with several of the other students, and they're making some revisions.
Okay, good. Is this the document that everybody has?
No.
It's the remember this, right, Ed?
Well, it's called Test for Docs. Fernando can show you where it is.
Okay, remember.
Okay. There's 13 people on it right now. Phyllis is on there. It looks like Phyllis and Fernando are the only two in California on right now.
Kiana, what color am I? I'm Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is very cool stuff. And if you are, let's say you work in a law firm or someplace where paperwork is very important, instead of going back and forth sending emails, here's my version, what do you think? You can do this in real time. We could be having a hangout like we're doing, or a hangout on air like actually what we're doing. You can have a hangout. You can be talking to the person and or looking at the person, have the document on your screen, and you can be going through it like the Hall & Oates commercial, the Hall & Oates ad. Okay, this is very cool stuff. Can you do it in Microsoft Office? Maybe, because they have their cloud thing now.
But it takes longer.
Probably it takes longer, I don't know, because it's more complicated. It's too hard for me to figure out how to do it. You know, like most people, if there's something I want to do, I just want to do it. I don't want to have to learn how to do something. I only want to learn what I need to learn, and then I want to move forward. So, so this is a reason why we're going to move away from Word to Google Docs. It's a lot more cool. And then when you're in your interview, you can. I'm just trying to figure out what Keanu's doing. Okay, so when you're in your interview, if you are very competent in Google Docs, you will become what? If you're competent, you should be what? Confident. If you're competent in something, if you really know how to do it, you should be confident in talking about it, right? Right. Okay. So if you're confident, that should help you in your interview because of what? What's the percentage? According to Tiger Todd, the confidence and attitude.
53%.
38% is confidence and attitude. So if you go into the interview and you say, yes, I'm proficient in Microsoft Word, but I'm very competent in Docs, and Docs is the way to go. Good morning. Docs is the way to go. And then they should say to you what? If you make a confident statement, Docs is much better than Word. What should happen? What should happen? Help me.
Why don't you tell the reason why? What are the benefits?
They should say why.
What benefits?
Right? They should say why. Why do you say Docs is better? I think Word is a lot better. So what is a reason that Docs is better?
Simpler.
Simpler.
I mean, I do.
We want to move to the cloud. Your business wants to move to the cloud. Docs makes it easy to move to the cloud. Everybody who knows Word already is going to know how to do Docs. Stop using Word, and in one day, everybody will be pro at Docs. And that's kind of what the business will have to do to get people to stop using Word. Now, what about this other thing? What if I create a document in Docs and I send it to somebody who uses Word? What happens then?
As far as an email?
Yeah. I created a document in Docs.
I'm pretty sure
I send it as an
Docs.
attachment to someone. I send it as an attachment to someone who uses Word. They don't use Docs. They say Docs, no, evil, do not like.
Then it goes to Word, right?
Are they screwed?
No. Unless
Are
it's
you
an
sure?
Unless it's an email.
You send an email with an attachment. There's a doc file attached.
Well, yeah, you're screwed.
No, you're right the first time. Okay. Confidence. Go down with the ship. With the new version of Google Docs that came out when, Rob? Was this about a month ago?
3 weeks, was that?
Yeah. So Rob is good at improvising. In the last 3 weeks or month, Google came out with an update to Docs that said people that have Word, you can send somebody a Google Doc that uses Word and they can open it. Or you can save it as a Word file and they can open it. If they send you a Word file, you can open that in Google Docs. Didn't used to be that way. So that is huge. So that means now people that sort of speak different languages can communicate with one another very effectively and efficiently. Okay, so let's review. What are some of the reasons that the school has decided to move from Word to Docs?
Simpler.
Simpler.
You don't have to download Word to read it.
Don't have to launch Word, yeah.
You don't have to attach it.
Okay. What else?
More features.
Direct.
Well, it has different features. Word has a lot more features than Docs. Docs, remember, is the Toyota. Word is the Ferrari. If you have the ability and the means, everybody would rather drive a Ferrari than a Toyota. However, if you don't have the means and you're not a good driver, you're really not going to want to drive a Ferrari. It's going to be too scary. You're going to crash it. You're going to ruin it. It's too expensive to maintain. So you're going to want to drive a Toyota, because really, what is a car for? What's the fundamental purpose of a car?
Get where you need to go.
Yeah, to get from point A to point B. When you get up to the level of a Ferrari, what's the purpose of that?
To go wee.
To go oui. O-U-I? Yes, in French? Okay. So yeah, the purpose of the Ferrari is to say, look at me. It's a status symbol, right? It's not just to get you from point A to point B, especially in this country. So Word has now so many features and it can do so many things, it's beyond the need of almost everybody. Only some people really can take advantage of all the features in Word. So as a school, why should we be teaching something that most of our students are never, ever, ever going to use? But Google Docs, that's something that you can use all the time. And more importantly, if you can bring it into the company and show them how to use it, now everybody in that company will start using Google Docs. Even if you don't have to use it very much, you showed them how to do it. And then plus there's the other stuff of why we choose Google at all, which is Google is going to be around. Microsoft announced, what was it, 18,000 layoffs. Do you remember when that was, Rob? You remember seeing that? Okay, about a month ago, Microsoft announced they're laying off 18,000 people. And it's going to be tougher for Microsoft because Microsoft Office is not free. Microsoft Office is not free. It's pretty expensive. And if Microsoft was going to try to integrate all of the features of Microsoft Word into an online version, could they do it? No. Could they do it? No, they couldn't do it. There's just you can't do all of that stuff online. Maybe in the future when everybody has really, really fast broadband, but right now it's not practical to have all of those features online in real time for everyone that you might be using. So that's what we're going to do now, and that's here in Nevada to start. So starting today, and the other benefit, and once we test this out and prove it, then we will think about starting to integrate it into California campuses, because there is a learning tool called Synergize that is part of all Google Docs, including, all Google apps, including Google Docs. So, let's see, we don't have it on this machine, do we, Rob?
These are right up there. What's this training?
Where?
Right, go down.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here it is here.
That's on. Like other people.
So if wherever you are in Google Docs or in Google Apps, okay, wherever you are in Google Apps, if you push this little training button, a window will pop up that shows you the things that you probably want to do in Docs. You guys don't have it. We have not rolled it out here yet. We're trying to get that done today. So, introduction to Docs, creating and working with Docs, editing and formatting, inserting objects, sharing and collaborating, additional features, all of that stuff is available. And then if you click on a subject, a little tutorial pops up, and then it shows you how to do stuff. So you're listening to it down here, and then you follow along what it's saying. So now I go to word count, and there's where it is. Okay. So that's a huge training tool, because what does that mean in terms of training? How much do you need to know now? How much do you need to know if you have Synergize? You don't need to know a lot. You don't need to remember a lot. So instead of having to remember stuff, you can now free parts of your brain to do more creative stuff.
How did you get the picture? I pressed insert image.
Okay, so everything that you can do in Google Docs, can people in California see the picture on the screen? Fernando, what is the picture in the Google Doc that's shared?
There's a picture of the students, and is it you two, Ed, underneath the tent?
Yeah, that's outside. These were the students about 4 weeks ago. Okay, so Matt is saying he's on the left. That's Matt over there. Okay, that's our people enlarged. Okay. Now I think there's 14 fewer people here now than in that picture, maybe more than 14. And Jamie's in the front.
I would love her like this, like what you want.
Okay, so the person Jamie always wanted to be.
Who did that?
Oops. Okay, so I think everybody's having a lot of fun. Having too much fun. Good morning, Cody. Welcome. Okay, so now in California, do we have any questions in Long Beach? Dennis?
No, we're fine, Ed.
Okay, and how about in Santa Fe Springs?
Yes, there's one question from Fernando.
Okay, great.
I sent you a link. How would you be able to see that? Can you see it?
He sent you a link, and he wants to know if you can see it.
Okay.
On the
So I just clicked on the link. Ah, okay, here we go.
You can see it.
So this is a video about the biscuits. Okay, so again, you see the power of Microsoft, of Google Docs. Okay? So good, thank you. Thank you, Fernando. Very clever, good idea. So we saw a picture was inserted by Rayanne, and a video was inserted by Fernando.
I put the box. I put the box.
Okay, Jess put the box in. So these are all things for the future. Okay, what's the next question? Oh, we only have 5 minutes to go. Yeah, this is Google Docs. So now let's ask this question. If we have an exam and people are taking their exams in Google Docs and they're shared with the instructor, what does that mean? Now, if it's just shared with the instructor, then the instructor can see your Results in real time.
Right.
Can see you writing your paper in real time. So that is cool, right? Okay, so Brian said it's an invasion of privacy. What you have to get is there is no more privacy.
And he gets a little unprepared on it.
There is no privacy. Big Brother is watching. Get used to it.
Right.
Okay? So tomorrow we're going to practice doing things in Google Docs because we need to have everybody able to do things like this. Oh, create a folder, create a doc in the folder, share the document in the folder, copy and paste this material into that document, and you need to be competent before you can be confident. So we're going to work on that, and then we'll work on the testing part of the process. Okay? Does anybody here have any questions? I know. Yes, Brian. Okay. If there are, okay, so Brian asked the question, are we going to get these add-ons today? So maybe tomorrow we'll look at them, but if you see any add-ons you like, go ahead and add them on.
I did it when the video conference. I added them on when the video said to.
Okay, so did you add the ones that the video had? Okay, did you add any other ones?
No.
Okay, Brian, what add-on do you think would be good?
All of them.
Okay, all 1,985?
Really? Is that me?
Well, it says all right there. I'm like, okay.
Okay, Bible verse?
No.
I added
Oh,
that one.
well.
That's the only one I added.
Okay.
I'm not.
Document merge?
There's a video conference with documents.
That's the first one.
Okay.
Like that one.
Okay, so they have a lot of cool stuff. And what else does that imply, though? What else do we know from Google? They have a lot of cool stuff now. They're going to have more.
Yep.
The stuff today, 2 years from now, is going to look like pretty lame. Not lame, but it's not going to, the stuff 2 years from now is going to be much, much more advanced. Thank you, others. So that's another reason to go with Google. Microsoft is laying off 18,000 people, and Google is adding people, adding features, adding new stuff all the time. So Google is a safe bet to go with. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to be ending a little bit early unless anybody has any other questions.
I have 2 new students to introduce today, Ed.
Oh, great. Good.
This is already safe.
Please come forward.
A new student. Come on, Dennis.
Okay.
There's another Dennis in the house. And Maricela, come on over and introduce yourself. Can you see Maricela?
Yes. Hello, Maricela.
Hi. Tell me your name and where you're from and what course you're taking. Okay, Dennis, she wants Dennis to go first. Dennis, step over just a little bit in the camera. Okay, that's it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you see him now?
This is the other Dennis. Yes, absolutely.
Dennis Jackson. Okay, Dennis, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Dennis Britton, and I work for the LADNC, and I'm taking...
Okay. Where do you live? Where do you live, Dennis?
I live in the city of Hawthorne.
City of Hawthorne. You must know where that is, Jess. We have one student here who's from Seal Beach. He commutes.
No.
Not really. Okay, Hawthorne. Good. And who's your case?
Nick.
Your manager?
Nick.
Nick Corsa. Okay, great. Good. Now, were you a post office worker?
Yes.
Okay. For how long?
23 years.
23 years. Okay. Wow. And then did you get injured on the job?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how are you feeling now?
Not too good.
Okay. Well, the good news is you're in good hands with Rose and Nick Corso. So, Dennis, if you'd send me an email, that would be great. So I'll get you your professional email and send you a welcome to the school.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Okay, now we have Maricela.
Hi,
Okay, hello.
I am Maricela Olake.
From where?
Amy.
From Amy.
Amy, aren't you from Amy?
Amy.
Amy Coleman.
Okay.
Okay, Amy Kohler. And where are you? Where do you live?
Glendora.
Did you say Glendora or Glendale?
Glendora.
Glendora. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so Amy Kohlner, and let's see, were you a post office worker?
Yes, I am.
Okay. For how long?
27 years.
7 years. Wow.
27.
27 years. Wow, that's impressive. So, well, welcome to Larson. What are you taking? What classes are you? What program are you taking?
Medical.
Which medical?
Medical bookkeeper.
Medical bookkeeper.
Okay, medical bookkeeper. So you're going to be doing QuickBooks and all of the medical stuff. That's great. And you know, the great news is Rose has been there for a long time, and you're going to be very happy with Rose. But please send me an email so I can welcome you to the school and get you your professional email account.
Okay.
Now let's see, Corey, have you done this? Okay, so Corey, we have Corey. Come on up. And then Jess, you still haven't done it yet, right? Okay. So here's two of our people. So Corey, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Corey Gates, and yeah.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Las Vegas.
Born and raised here?
Yep.
Okay, good. And
that's really
what are you taking?
Oh, I'm just
he doesn't know. We only have one course here.
Yeah.
Business Sales and Communications, or Basic Business Education. So Corey started a week ago, and the picture on today's event last Friday was a what was it? A christening a street or a sidewalk, Abbey Road here. Yeah, and so Corey's the third person from the left, I think. Oh, second person from the left in that picture, walking across the street, in case anybody wanted to know. Okay. Okay, thank you, Corey. And we have Jess. Come on up, Jess. Jess is the one that's originally from Seal Beach.
I'm Jess from Seal Beach, and I've been in Las Vegas since 1997, and it's my second week in this course.
Okay, good. So that's Jess, everyone, and he is the one who put the box in today's Google Doc. Okay? Anything else from anyone? Anybody have anything else they want to say? Matt? What? Why do you talk with that thing? Yeah, but you don't always do that.
Actually,
okay, great. Well, break time, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good day, everyone.